Okie dokie, here we go. Who can guess how we're starting today? There we go. We got some people that pay attention. Then we'll go ahead and go backwards. It's kind of like when I first got my dog, like I would always carry him to the car because the street we live on has a whole bunch of just dogs that roam around. And so when he was a puppy, I'd just carry him to the car. Well, then when I started letting him run, my wife was like, no, he's going to run off or something. I'm like, he's not going to run off. Go and figure 8. Like, he doesn't know anything other than this routine. Like, this is his world as he goes from the back door to the car. That's all he can do. It's kind of the same thing here. You just learn the routine. So today we're doing a little bit of a full body. So we've got some leg stuff, we've got some lifting, got some shoulder stuff, and then we're even gonna work out our abs since they're all sore from the other day. So we're gonna do a little bit to work those out. Very good. So we're gonna come out here, wide stance, and we're just gonna rock our hips forward, and then we're gonna unhinge our hips. So we're not going all the way down, we're just keeping that back flat, just unlocking the hips and squeezing all the way through. At the very front, make sure you're squeezing your glutes. Make sure you're keeping that back nice and controlled, and you're not just shoving your hips forward and arching your back. This is the same principle at the very end. We're doing glute bridges. This is the same principle as that. So at the very top, you're squeezing, really getting everything forward, and then at the bottom, you're flattening out that back, getting a good base, and then keeping that all the way through. So the exact same thing. Perfect. So now we're gonna go into some squats with our leg across like we do sometimes. And then we're gonna go down. Again, same principle. Keeping that back nice and engaged, keeping the core tight to the back. Squeeze your belly button to your spine. Once you get to the bottom, go ahead and come on up. And switch over to the other side. Today we are going to do one move that has, we're going to be standing on one foot, and we're going to be doing a bit of a move from one foot. So this is the same principle here. We're staying engaged, we're keeping that knee engaged, we're not wobbling all over the place, and we're keeping our belly button to our spine, staying engaged all the way up. At the very top, we're getting our control, and we're going back down the other side. Good. Perfect. So now we're just going to do some marching in place. And then we're going to get a little faster. So can you jog in place? Very good. You're going to take your hands, and we're just going to pendulum back and forth. If you need to, you can keep moving your feet. Don't have to be stationary if you don't want to. Got plenty of room in here. Then we're going to go side to side. A lot of people know how to do jumping jacks. At the same time, a lot of people don't know how to do jumping jacks and keep their feet on the ground. So, this is your normal jumping jack, right? That's how you're taught in PE. What we're going to do is we're going to step with it. So, out to the side, there you go. Then how can you make it just as fast as if you were jumping, though? So you got a little coordination thing. Just doing it different. And then, if you feel comfortable with it, go ahead and go into a real jumping jack. We're getting your feet off the ground. Awesome. Good. So, today we only have 7 exercises. We don't have 8. Just felt like making it a little easier. So the first one is a lunge with a tricep extension. So this will be just like that first class where you switch feet each round. You can grab your weight or you can just stay without weights. It's up to you. Each of you has a set of weights, so you can go with both weights if you want, or if you need a little bit lighter, then you just go with just one. Any of it's fine. Pick whatever works for you. There's 2 holds on your weight. One is gonna be here, just balancing. One is on either end of it, whatever's most comfortable for you. Again, all of it's about your comfort. Your range of moves goes from just a very small split stance all the way into a really deep lunge. Pick whatever's at your comfort level. From there, taking your hands over your head, and you're just gonna hold that position, and then you're going to extend through your triceps. So everything here should be firing the back of your arms. It should not be like using your back to do all this stuff. So real time will look just like this. Again, keeping that belly button to your spine the whole time, not arching your back. Then we're gonna go into a lunge on the other side, and then we're gonna do an alternate front raise. So your hands are out in front of you, and you're just coming here. Again, the range of positions is all the same, starting here, and then all the way down to a deep lunge. Pick whatever works for you. I do not care what you're doing, as long as it works for you. Next one, you'll switch over to your heavier weight, and you're just gonna go up on your calves. You're gonna hold that, and you're just doing shrugs. We wanna be kind of bringing our shoulders to our ears, but we also wanna be squeezing in the back. So I don't wanna see you like rounding and coming forward. We wanna see you back and keeping in line with your ears more or less. Then we're going over into an RDL. So that stands for Romanian deadlift. You're gonna have both feet about shoulder width apart. You're gonna bend your knees just slightly, keeping that belly button to your spine, keeping a nice flat back, chest up. You're just going over like you're gonna bend down to the floor. You go to your comfort level and go to when your back can no longer stay straight. So for me, you can see my back's relatively straight here. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. And then I have to round it. That's no good. So I would want to stop here and just come back up. This is also why we were doing that first warm up right here, because at the top, we don't want to just get here and just hanging out. Nope. We want to get up to the top, get our chest high, get our back straight, squeeze through your glutes all the way at the top. Then you're going into, you can do this with weights, no weights, or your light weights. But we're going into holding our hands over our head, just like we did a few exercises ago, or a few rounds ago. And your hands are over your head, you're balancing on one foot, and you're just going into a knee thrust. You're just coming down just to tap your toe if you need to regain your balance. Do 5 or 6 on one side, switch over, do 5 or 6 on the other side. The big thing here is staying stable, like I said during our warm-up, because I don't want to see people like doing this kind of thing. If you have your weight up here, that's making you more unbalanced. So I want to see that nice and controlled. Everything should still be in line. Even if I weight myself, it should look just like this. Then we're going down onto the ground, and we have those same moves that we did the other day, the windshield wiper one. So you're up like this, and you're going down to one side, and then you'll go down to the other side, and I'll try not to break my microphone pad. And then the last one, your hands are over your head, and then you're gonna do a glute bridge up, squeezing those glutes at the very top, like I said in our warm-up, keeping your belly button to your spine. From here, you're just coming over your head, going back down. Then you can reset your glute bridge if you want to, or you can just hold the up position. But everything here should be arms straight to make, that's one end of your range. The other end of your range is just here, and you're just picking up. So find whatever level is comfortable for you and function in that one, whether your arms are all the way straight or they're more down here by your head. Anybody have any questions about those moves? Are we pretty good? Sweet. Alrighty. Our first one is a lunge with a tricep extension. As always, I encourage you to start out a little lighter than you think you should. You can always ramp it up. Find your starting spot. On your mark, get set, go. Everything's right here, your elbows. Run straight up in the air, extending those elbows. Make sure you're keeping your back straight. I don't want to see you arching it. And then go ahead and switch over. Grab your second weight. Lunge with a different foot forward. And you're just doing alternating front raises. Straight up in front of you. If that's uncomfortable, you can bend your elbows and bring your weight in a little bit closer. Just shorten that lever arm. Make sure even on the way down, you're staying controlled. You're not letting that weight just swing down. Good. Pick up that heavy weight. And from here, bending those knees, keeping that back straight. Reach, 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 and all the way up and squeeze through at the very top. Come back up whenever you see your back rounding. Really push those hips forward at the top. Good. In that calf raise with a shrug. Technically, I skipped this one. Went out of order a little bit. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders back. Keeping everything engaged. Should really feel this going through your traps. Very good. Take those weights, go overhead with them. From here, stand on one foot, nice and balanced. And you're just thrusting up through that knee. You can even go up into a bit of a toe or calf raise there. Make sure you're controlled enough to get that knee all the way up. Good. Think about getting on the ground. Keep your weights close because we're going to need them for that glute bridge. Onto the ground. We're starting with windshield wipers. Knees at 90-90. Arms out to the side. Going down to one side. Going down to the other. Make sure you're still staying controlled. Still keeping that belly button to the spine. My abs didn't feel too bad from the other day until I started doing this. Definitely feel them more than I did. Very good. Grab your weights. I advise grabbing more of the medium weight ones. Go ahead and do a glute bridge. Raise up over your head. Make sure as you start to raise, make sure you keep those hips up. Don't drop those hips. Got 3 more. Squeeze through those glutes. And break. Very good. I gotta learn some weight management over here. They're all in my way. So on this one, if you want to, on your calf raises, you can add in a calf raise if you want to. So you don't have to just hold them and shrug. You can actually start bouncing this time if you want to. And on the overhead hold with a knee thrust, you can make it a little more active. So instead of just coming down to neutral and thrusting, you can actually drop down a bit into more of a lunge and then bring it all the way up if that's what you want to do. Those are just for those of you who are bored and wanting to push yourself. You're better people than me because I just like to sandbag and let everybody else have fun. On your mark. Go into your lunge or your split stance. Get that. Go.
You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but how your bullets ricochet. Shoot me down, but I get up.
Good. Grab your 2 medium weights. Switch your lunge forward foot. Now it's going into vertical raises. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders working. Make sure we're not throwing it up there. We want it to be nice and controlled all the way up, all the way down. It should be controlled through your feet all the way up through your hands. Nothing should be wobbling. Nothing should be uncontrolled. In that calf raise with a shrug. Keep those shoulder blades back. Don't let those shoulders round forward. I'm guilty of it too, sitting on my desk. Gotta fight it right now though. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Very good. Into that RDL. Flat back, bent knees, feet shoulder width apart. Squeeze those glutes all the way up. Keep that belly button braced back to your spine. Good. And that overhead knee thrust. So we're here. We're doing 4 to 6 on one side. Then switch. You're starting to go wider with that stance. Make sure your weights are staying engaged, staying stable. Make sure your hips are staying stable. I don't care how far you can go. I care what it looks like. I care what it feels like. Good. Then down into the windshield wipers. Very good. Grab your weights. We're going to do that glute bridge with a pullover. Make sure you're keeping those glutes engaged at the top. Keeping that belly controlled. Squeezing through your hamstrings too. We're not using those quads to keep our hips up.
Wrote it down and read it out.
One more. And done. Very good. Alrighty, your addition this time, if you're getting bored, is for your windshield wipers. You can keep your feet straight or your legs straight. So you're going off this way now instead of here. And then for your glute bridge, you can add a kick out. So your hands are over your head, you're going up, add a kick out, pull over. Shouldn't kick up that high. Switch over, pull. There you go. Again, it's whatever you're comfortable with.
I keep pushing forwards, but he keeps pulling me backwards.
Alrighty, here we go. On your mark, get set, go.
Don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's drunk and alone. 2, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. 3, don't be a stranger, you know you're gonna wake up.
Make sure you're keeping that back flat, chest up.
You ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
Good. Switch lunges into a front raise. I can definitely tell I'm getting stronger. Outsides of my shoulders don't hurt quite as much doing this as they would have before. Very good. Up onto your calves. We're doing some shrugs here. I know your shoulders are starting to burn. Still gotta shrug. Still gotta keep those shoulders back. Make sure you're keeping that neck in line. Shoulders coming to your ears, not your ears going to your shoulders. Very good. Now into that RDL. Again, we're staying engaged through everything. On your way up, you're squeezing everything. Make sure you're squeezing all the way up. It should almost be like a thrust all the way up from your knees, all the way up to straight. Your whole body's just getting back straight. Good. Hands overhead. If your arms are too tired for it, just keeping them here. We're still doing our thrusts.
You better dance. Let's make a night. You won't remember. I'll be the one. You won't forget.
Make sure you're getting that knee up as high as you can. High as you're comfortable with. Keep your balance. Keep your focus. Very good. Onto the ground for some windshield wipers. Again, here. Keep that back flat to the ground. Keep your belly button to your spine. If it's too hard, just change the angle of your knees. Change how far away your heels are from your body. Change how close you get to the ground. Whatever you need to, but stay controlled. Very good. Into the glute bridges. Remember, you can add a kick out if you want to. Only if you're ready for it, though. 10 seconds left. You got it. Keep your form. End of round 3. Almost there. And done. Very good. Man, the first round of those was easy. It's building though. Here you go. Starting at that lunge with a tricep extension. On your mark, get set, go. Make sure one hand isn't working harder than the other. One side of your body shouldn't get punished just for being stronger or being more coordinated. Very good. Into that lunge with a front raise.
In your eyes, there's a heavy blue. One to love and one to lose.
Remember, keeping that chest up.
A heavy truth. What do I want? Don't make me choose.
Sitting equally between both feet. Don't favor that front leg. Good. Into a calf raise with some shrugs. And then we're going to the ground. RDLs. And then you're tired. Make sure you're keeping that chest up, back flat. Squeezing through the glutes. Squeezing through the hamstrings all the way up. Mimi might have the most consistent form out of anybody I've ever met. Like unwavering back there. Good. Into an overhead with that knee thrust. Make sure you're keeping those shoulders engaged. Those weights should not be waving all over the place. Check yourself in the mirror if you don't know. Good. Onto the ground for some windshield wipers. Should be one fluid motion, one side to the other. Oh, wow. We're even going with our legs straight over there, man. Way to work. Good. Last move. Glute bridges with the raise over. Make sure you're getting those hips high all the way at the end. Keep squeezing at the top. Two more. And break. Very good. We're going to start our cool down up on our feet.
sister. Know the water's sweet, but blood is thicker. Oh,
Alrighty, our cooldown is going to start with some arm circles.
arms falling down for you. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do.
Okay, we're going to do the same pattern we did laying down the other day. We're going to do it standing up. So from here, going up and over our heads, get them as vertical as you can. Then you're going to come down in front of you. Then back out to the side. Squeezing your shoulder blades at the back. And back up. Down in front. Out to the side. Circle the other way. And then go out front first. And then come up top. Out to the side. How many of you have more trouble going one way than the other? Finish the round you're on. Very good. From here, you're gonna grab your knee, pull it up to your chest, kick it out and down. Next week's classes, we'll deal with a good bit of like coordination, some balance, some mobility. It'll be kind of our off week in a way. A little bit easier, give our bodies a break, reward our bodies for everything they're doing. All right, we're gonna go ahead and have a seat on the ground with our legs straight out in front of us. From here, you're gonna sit nice and tall. You can brace yourself with your hands if you want to, but your feet are gonna be out just a little bit. We wanna be up nice and tall as we can get, as much of a 90-degree angle at our hips as we can get. From here, you're gonna bring your feet in, like you're trying to get the soles of your shoes to touch each other, and then you're gonna push your feet out. Make sure we're not just rotating our toes though. We wanna be touching the soles together, pushing the soles away. It's a good little thing for stretching all the nerves all the way down. Just a little bit of mobility. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall here. Keeping that chest up. Very good. From here, we're gonna flip on over onto our knees. We're gonna do that little frog stretch that we've done plenty of times before. Sitting down between your heels. Hands out in front. As you sit down, as you breathe out, and make sure you're sitting down even farther each time you breathe out. You should feel it into the muscles between your legs. You should feel it into the backs of your thighs. Maybe even into your back a bit. Go ahead and walk your hands out to the side here. Good. Walk them out to the other side. When your hands are out, make sure you're still sitting back towards your heels. Good. Come up to center. You can either stay on your knees or you can go crisscross, whichever one you're more comfortable in. From here though, hands up overhead, and you just bending over to one side. You should feel this stretch down the whole outside of your body, maybe even into your arms, maybe even into your hip. If you don't feel it, rotate forward or bend back a little bit, and you'll feel it. Good, switch sides. Good. Legs straight, cross the other one over. I encourage you, if you want to implement that little bit of that breath work that we did on, I think on class 1, where you're like wringing yourself out. So as you bend and twist, just go ahead and exhale with it. But this is all about just your back, opening up that chest, adding a little bit of rotation to your life. Come back to neutral, and then go again. Do 3 or 4 times on one side, then we'll do 3 and 4 on the other, and then we'll be done for the day. I've noticed that a lot of you are doing a great job of staying in your comfort level and not just trying to do whatever you think is the best or the one that you see the most fit person doing. The most fit person isn't always doing it right either, so it's good that each of you is doing it at your own pace and your own comfort level. That's huge. Other than that, thank you for being here today. Thank you for tuning in at home if you are. I will see you all on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your week and a great weekend.